Hello, friends, and welcome back to Multitudes. I'm Nicole. I'm so glad to be sharing this slice of time with you today. Today, we are sitting with the Akashic Records, what they are, where the idea comes from, and how we work with them in practice. And I wanted to share about the records because they have been deeply helpful in my own life. They are a part of multitudes, and the messages offered here. Why not share what has genuinely helped me? And maybe this can help open up your idea of what it means to tap into your own intuition. I went to a friend's gathering the other day and reconnected with someone I went to school with and someone who I hadn't spoken to or seen in 10 years. And she told me that she still remembers a piece of advice that I once gave her and that she still incorporates it into her life to this day. And now I only vaguely remembered the advice, and I got chills because I didn't fully remember having that conversation. And it made me realize that there is a version of you and someone's life right now, benefiting from something you did or said, and you probably have no idea. That is beautiful. That is magical. We are so in connection with one another. And it's with that spirit of invisible yet powerful connection that we can relate to these records. And so, for starters, the definition and for origin's sake, you can think of the Akashic Records as a kind of cosmic library that exists on a non-physical plane. They're often described as a universal field of information, sometimes referred to as the collective unconscious, where the experiences, patterns, and timelines of the soul are held. And with the collective unconscious, you can understand it as a shared layer of human experience that exists beneath our individual minds. It's not about personal memory so much as more about shared themes, symbols, emotions, and patterns that humans across cultures tend to recognize. Like, you might imagine it like an underground network of shared humanity where meaning and memory are held collectively rather than individually. The word Akashic comes from the Sanskrit term Akasha, which translates to ether, space, or sky. In ancient Indian philosophy, Akasha was considered the fifth element, as in the invisible, all-pervading substance that fills and connects everything, the field in which everything exists and through which information can move. And every thought and action is like a thread woven into a giant tapestry. And the Akashic Records are not considered just an archive of what has been, but they are a living invitation for what you are creating right now. And I think it is easy to feel like the Akashic Records are this far away, esoteric thing, but you are already living in the field. You are a co author of this collective story that we are all a part of. Just like you are part of the collective unconscious, whether or not you feel it. Just like you are divine, whether or not you feel divine. You just are. Okay, so returning to the Akashic Records, personally, for years, I practiced this on my own, and I honestly can't even remember the exact moment I stumbled upon this. It might have been through a podcast or searching online, but I just began using it. And it was a private, sacred practice for me that I just did purely for myself, for my own reinforcing of my intuition and tapping into what I need to do to evolve myself and go on my soul's journey. And later on, I came across a training and I just knew I had to take it. I wanted to understand the work more deeply in the presence of others, and my practice at the time had fallen a bit out of rhythm, and I thought, okay, maybe I could reconnect or re-engage with it again. So I took this training, and this experience felt like recognition for me that I could work with the records, and it helped me trust and stand behind a way of working that had already been unfolding for a long time for me. So the process for me of connecting feels like channeling, and the way it works for me is through a meditative prayer. It's a prayer I say every time, and this prayer, by the way, is widely available. I will leave it in the show notes as a link, and anyone can connect with it. So I center myself, ground myself, and connect. And there's an opening prayer or meditation, and there's also a closing prayer or meditation. After the opening prayer, I close my eyes and I take a few breaths. My eyes helps me concentrate and focus on establishing the connection. And I know when I am connected because I feel and see a flowing river of information. And then ideas, words, metaphors, feelings start flowing to me. These ideas are not essentially from me. They come from a source, and you can think of it as source consciousness, guides from a non physical realm, and these ideas essentially fill my mind. It is filtered through my voice and my metaphors. There is no personal judgment on the messages. They simply are. I let them breathe and I just let them be what they simply are. And I can always come back and reflect and interpret them later. But as I'm connecting, I am really in the mode of receiving and trying to get out of the mode of interpretation. And we've all had that moment where we feel a spark of knowing, and then another voice comes in to question it. And whether it is through accessing the records or your intuition, your soul doesn't need you to manage its truth. It just needs you to witness it. I'm going to say that again. Your soul doesn't need you to manage its truth. It just needs you to witness it. Maybe you're interested in seeking the truth right now, or you're fascinated by the things unseen, or you're really trying to understand yourself or how you are a part of this tapestry. You already have the connection, the intuition. You are already impacting people with your presence. You are already connected. There are truths that are waiting to be seen by you and the world. And I hope you continue to allow your truths to come through because the world needs it and benefits from it in ways you may not realize. I hope something here resonated for you today and you learned a little bit about the records with me. And if you're curious about exploring your own records, you can find me at Nicole Carter Healing. All of the details are in the show notes, and thank you for being here and for staying curious and showing up for yourself. I am sending you so much love, and I will see you next time.